So today, Citron Emulator has received one of its biggest updates so far, and it's honestly a major step forward. If you've been using Citron to play Switch games on your Android device, you already know how impressive this emulator is. But the highlight of this new version is the huge improvement for the Snapdragon 8 Elite devices. That means smoother gameplay, better visuals, and noticeable boost in overall performance. So in this video, we will take a look at everything new in Citron Emulator version 0.11.0, and I will also guide you on how to download and install it on your mobile device. So without much ado, let's get started. Now before we get into this new update, I just want to say this. Switch emulation has really been through a lot lately. With all the DMCA takedown notice and legal pressure from Nintendo, things has become quite challenging for emulator developers. But even with all these obstacles, the community keeps pushing forward. Developers continues to work hard to give us stable, faster and more compatibility emulators so we can still enjoy our favorite games on mobile and PC. And Citron is a perfect examples of that dedication. Even in these tough times, they are still improving and bringing something new for us gamers. Before we go over to the changelogs, let's quickly look at how to download and install the Citron emulator on our Android device. I will guide you step by step so you can get everything set up properly and ready to go. Now to download the emulator, head over to the official GitHub page. So here, download the emulator. After that, you should see the emulator as this. Now make sure you have your firmware and also your product keys. So go ahead and install the emulator. Open it. Press on get started. Grant permissions. Now here, select your product keys. Press on select keys. Select the folder that contains your product keys. Here it says games, select it and select the folder that contains your Switch games files. Tick in deep scan, press OK, press on continue. Press on settings. Now scroll down, select manage Citron's data, which is this one. Now scroll down, select on install firmware, which is this one. Now select the folder that contains your Switch firmware and press on it. So this is my Switch firmware, so I'll select this. You are done. Now that we've successfully installed the emulator on our Android device, let's take a look at the highlights from the Citron Emulator version 0.11.0 update. So this release brings some solid improvement that makes the emulator perform better and feel smoother across all devices. First, Citron now has full support for Windows ARM64 devices, which means better performance for people using ARM-based laptops and tablets. Next, there are huge boosts for Snapdragon 8 Elite devices on Android. You will notice smoother frame rates, improved graphics rendering, and fewer stutter while gaming. The cheat management system also got a big upgrade. You can now manage cheats for each game easily without needing to restart the emulator every time. Citron now supports the latest Nintendo Switch firmware version 20.0.0 to 21.0.0, which improves compatibilities and allows more games to run perfectly. The user interface has also been refreshed. It's cleaner, more responsive, and gives you better control over your game library. And finally, several bug fixes has been added, including crashes in games like Little Nightmare 3 and AVGN 8-bit, plus faster loading when scanning your games library. Overall, this update focuses on smoother performance, improved visuals, and more stable experience across both Android and PC platforms. So that's everything new in Citron Emulator version 0.11.0, and honestly, this update really shows how dedicated the team behind Citron is. Even with all the challenges in emulation scenes right now, they are still working hard to give us better performance, cleaner visuals, and more compatibility across devices. If you've been using an older version, I would definitely recommend updating to this latest release. You will notice the difference right away, especially if you are using a Snapdragon 8 Elite devices or a Windows ARM 64 laptop. For me, I really like how smooth it runs now and how stable most games feels. It's clear Citron is moving in the right direction, and I can't wait to see what future updates will bring. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow, and if you are new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more emulator updates, tutorials, and gaming tips. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.